Hey, what's up guys? Today I'm going to be doing a review on these Powerhandz weighted striking gloves. So stay tuned. Okay guys, so before I do the review on these weighted Powerhandz training gloves, we'll go ahead and put them on the scale. That way you guys can see how much these actually weigh. So the left glove is at 11.9 ounces. So let's just round up to 12 ounces. And the right glove is right at 11.4 ounces. So they're pretty close, but they're not quite 1 pound. 1 pound would be 16 ounces. So I would say that these are 3/4 of a pound each. So you're looking at about 1.5 pounds for the both gloves. So let's go ahead and do the review. Hey, what's up guys? Carlo here, and today I'm going to be doing a review on these Powerhandz weighted striking gloves. I got mine in size medium. You can get them in youth, small, medium, large, XL, and double XL, just depending on your hand size. There's going to be a chart on the screen for you guys to check that out. These actually have been around for a couple of years now, and I remember a few years ago when I first saw these, I believe Andre Ward was a sponsored athlete that were using these Powerhandz. So I was really interested at the time. I just didn't get a chance to pull the trigger, and here I am now. I've had them for a couple of weeks and have used them. And I've used similar products in the past, like the egg weights and the resistance band trainers for my shadow boxing, and really to try to help increase my conditioning while I do shadow boxing. So I was kind of interested to see if the Powerhandz would be a good supplement to that. So again, I got it in size medium. When I put them on the scale earlier that you guys saw, each glove weighs at about 12 ounces each. 16 ounces is 1 pound. So you're looking at under a pound each for these gloves. The gloves are actually constructed, let me just show you real quick. Let me take off my left glove. Of leather, synthetic leather, Lycra. Lycra is going to be this stretchable fabric material, and this stuff called 4-way, which I'm assuming the 4-way is going to be kind of this rubberized, textured material that goes over the weighted sections. This glove is made in Pakistan. You can see it has a tag right there. It does come with this Velcro closure that goes over the top. That's rubberized, so you can get a nice grip of that, and it says Powerhandz right there. It actually is a pretty cool looking glove. I mean, I think they look pretty nice, all things considered. The palm side of the glove has that gold design, the Powerhandz design, and this is all leather. Now this is a non-grip style surface right here. So it's not like football receiver gloves where they feel tacky, and when you catch the ball, you get, I mean, it takes a little effort. I mean, those receiver gloves they have now are really tacky. You can rub your hand on it. It feels like it's sticking on there. With these are just leather, so you're not going to get extra help of gripping it. And I think that's the whole point behind this for sports like basketball and football, is they don't want you to get help, additional help, should I say, from your gloves. They want it to be all hand, and that's why you have that. So it's nice and comfortable and protective there. And then onto the weighted section. So you can see the back of the hand has the weights incorporated in here. And the reason that they have these little channels in between it is so that when you close your hand, like I'm doing right here, it stretches out. Because if you were to put all one piece of weight and you close your hand, it'd be super uncomfortable because it would just be flat. So the reason they did that is so that you can have full mobility of your wrist, your hands, and your fingers without it being uncomfortable. Because I believe this is actually filled with some kind of either sand or some kind of weighted sand-like material in each one of these little capsules right here that you see. So they have it on the back of the hand. Right there is that kind of that rubberized Powerhandz logo. You also have a big section of it on your thumb, on the tip of your thumb, and on each finger. So basically they did it to where the majority of the weight's right here, but you still have weight on each finger, so it kind of distributes it throughout the entire hand. And that's pretty much it. The quality of the gloves are pretty okay. There's areas where I started seeing some little cracking and peeling, and that's going to be in between the fingers. If you're using this for boxing or any kind of striking, I would definitely not recommend hitting the bags with these, just because there's a lot of stitching right here, And this material right here is really hard, and there's really no protection over your knuckles. So if you were to hit the heavy bag with these, you're definitely gonna do some damage to the stitching, and you'll probably tear this Lycra, but it'll hurt your knuckles basically. So definitely don't recommend this for hitting a heavy bag or really doing any kind of like contact with this. This, to me, when it comes to boxing, this is more of like a shadow boxing type of equipment, or if you're doing any kind of conditioning like plyometrics, hitting the speed bag, you know, strength and conditioning, doing push-ups, you can keep these gloves on and kind of use them in between. Maybe you might be doing some shadow boxing, and then you're doing like an interval training circuit, and you're like, okay, let me bust out some push-ups, do some squats, whatever, box jumps, and you still have these gloves on, and you can still go grab things if you need to and have full autonomy of using your hands. So that's a great benefit of that, is that the weight comes with you. Your hands are free. Unlike the egg weights where you have to put the egg weight ring around your middle finger and kind of grip the weight on the inside, these leave your hands free. So that's going to be the biggest advantage of having these gloves, is that your hands are free. One thing is the liner. It uses this kind of like a neoprene liner on the inside. That's really comfortable as well. So comfort wise, I mean, they feel really nice and comfortable. One thing I did notice is that they tend to soak up sweat quite a bit, because this leather on the inside, it almost feels like a suede, and it doesn't do a very good job of drying up. So if you do sweat a lot and these get really wet, I would recommend putting them somewhere like I wouldn't say directly into the sun, because the sun will eventually like crack them, but put them somewhere where they can dry out, leave them open. That way they dry out properly. Otherwise they're gonna smell really funky. Now, the big drawback with these is going to be the weight. Now, the fact that they're only 12 ounces each, if you're gonna just use these primarily for shadow boxing, for $60, these are $59 through Powerhandz, that's gonna be a tough pill to swallow, considering you can get a pair of your standard 16-ounce gloves, and you have more weight in the 16-ounce glove than you do in these Powerhandz. And if anything, you could just shadow box with your boxing gloves on and save yourself some money. So that to me is the big drawback. If you're just using this really for your shadow boxing and conditioning with your punches, to me, there's just not enough weight in these to justify spending another $60 for these, unless you plan on incorporating it into your circuit training and your strength and conditioning. You want to leave these on, maybe use them in the speed bags. But if you're using it purely just for shadow boxing and adding weight to your punches, they're not heavy enough. They're only 12 ounces each glove. So you might as well just leave your 16-ounce gloves on and use those to shadow box with. That's just my opinion. The other thing is, on the website, it doesn't tell you how much the gloves weigh based on the size that you get. So whether you get youth, small, medium, large, XL, or double XL, it doesn't tell you if there's any difference in weight between the sizes. And if there is, what weight corresponds to the size of the glove. Like with these mediums, I put them on the scale to see how much they weigh, but I don't know how much a double XL weighs compared to these with the same model. And also, I don't know if there's any difference between these and the football or the baseball versions, because some of them look identical. They have the same exterior and the same palm. Some have this all tan palm. So it just depends on the model you get. But again, I can't tell if there's a difference in weight between these and the other versions, let alone the sizes. So that's kind of confusing to me that they didn't put the actual weight for these gloves on their website. But I guess that's how it is. It is what it is. But overall, again, I do like these gloves. But if I were to do it all over again, I would probably just end up using my standard boxing gloves that are 16 ounces already, and just shadow box with those. Because to be honest, when I'm doing my strength and conditioning, when I'm doing push-ups, sit-ups, and all that, I usually do it barehanded anyways. And again, for me personally, I couldn't justify spending $60 for these gloves when you can essentially use like some dumbbells, the egg weights, which are some of my favorite tools to use, and they're heavier, or your boxing gloves to shadow box in, and pretty much get the same effect with these gloves. So if you guys have any questions or comments, make sure you guys leave them down below in the comments box. I'll put the link in the description box where you can find these Powerhandz weighted gloves. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.